Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about trauma and exactly what does that look like in the behaviors of humans. How does that show up in our relationships? How does that show up as adults? How does that show up in how we react to things? So in the last video, when I defined trauma by Peter Levine, Healing Trauma, I recommend this book for anyone who even thinks that they've been traumatized, because if you think so, you have been. Because what did I say? There's not a person in America that has not been traumatized. So I get that right out of the way. But if there are people like me who repress 0 to 7 and all the memories and all the terrors and all of the nightmares and everything else, and have gotten to a certain point in my life, in my adult life, that I then re-perpetuated so many abuses and traumas until I had so many failures and breakdowns that I had and was forced literally to look at it all and look at my behaviors, look at every single thing, my addictions, the workaholicism, the helpaholicism, the constant busyness. That was all masked to repress all the trauma from 0 to 7. By definition of trauma, most people are going to escape because nobody wants to face the trauma. Why would they want to? It's so painful. There's so much pain and there's so much hurt and there's so much negative, pain, and there's so much fear there that oftentimes gets intensified because of the memories. There's an emotional connection forever from those intense, traumatic moments until the moment that we choose to heal them. So that's why I'm sharing this. But how does, behavior show up as adults? I'll tell you. The inability to trust. That's something I really struggle with every single day because I've had so much abuses and so many situations where I was taken advantage of. I don't play victim to it, but that's just what happens within me. I have a very difficult time moving forward and trusting anyone, whether it's in new friendships, whether it's in new business, alignments, and also personal relationships. So that's why I'm sharing this, because if you have an inability to trust, there is most likely some trauma that's happened in your past. What about putting up your walls? Oh gosh, that's been my whole life. Since I came to this country, from 0 to 7, so many traumas that going through school, I was so freaked out that I had walls up all the way up to my eyebrows. Nobody knew, nobody got in here. And there was a need to look perfect, be perfect. So nobody knew what was wrong with me because I wasn't gonna let them know I was screwed up and that I was been traumatized. Nope. I was gonna pretend everything was okay. How else does it show up? What about turbulent relationships? The inability to really be able to connect with somebody at a heart level. And because you've been traumatized before, you will attract turbulent relationships. And or, even worse, abusive relationships. That's even worse. One of the hardest things for me is sleeping issues. So insomnia. That I've struggled with my entire life. These are just a couple of the qualities, and I'm going to be doing more videos on this and how it might show up again in characters or behaviors. But if you suffer from really any of these, you might really consider looking in the mirror and doing some work, inner work, healing, letting go, putting yourself on the road to recovery. There is freedom on the other side. I'm just sharing in my healing journey is all. I hope that this helps you.